Hello, everyone, and welcome to Relationship Rhetoric. I'm your host, Unapologetically Angela, and I hope this Tuesday is treating you very, very well. As always, I'm very excited about my guest today. We modeled together some years ago, and I found him interesting then. And then someone came into my DMs and said, "There is a guy that I really want you to meet." And when I saw the picture, I was like, oh, I know a little bit about him. But I think he is going to be very, very interesting to learn more about. As I've been posting his pictures, everyone has been so excited just to hear his story. I know he is an artist. I know he's a model. I know he does a lot of community work, and I think as of recently doing some acting. So I'm going to let him share his story, and I'm just going to sit back and listen. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so honored that Robin X has agreed to join me on my platform. And hello.
Hey, how are you doing? I'm happy to be here.
Yes. I'm happy to be here with you as well. So, Robin X, let's just give us a little background about who you are. Are you in Memphis?
Yes,
You are in Memphis.
born and
Okay.
raised. Yes,
Born and
ma'am.
raised. Nice.
hmm
So just give us a little background information. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to school? How did you get into being so artistic?
Well, I was born and raised in Orange Mound, 38111. I went to a multitude of schools, so I jumped around a lot due to the fact that we moved a little bit here and there, and due to the fact that I was either getting in trouble or there was always something going on due to the fact that I have albinism. So I was bullied because of my differences. And kids, they don't know how to accept differences. They don't know how to explore that concept. They haven't developed those thoughts yet. So they treated me very differently. They called me names, and I was always getting into fights and things like that. So we jumped around a bit. I went to South Park Elementary, then I went to Cherokee Elementary, Southern Avenue Charter School. I was expelled from there for fighting. Um, I went to Sherwood Middle for a bit. I jumped around a lot. I was all over the place.
Wow. Okay, so what school did you actually graduate from?
I graduated from James Madison High School.
Okay. Okay. Is that here in Memphis?
Technically, it's a homeschool, so it's a homeschooling program. I was starting to do more artistic things, so
Mm,
it was just easier for traveling and things of that nature.
okay.
My musical journey kind of started at an early age as well.
Okay.
I used to battle rap here and there. That's actually how I started to listen the bullying. Because people would just see me for being the white boy, and they could just see me for more than that for a second. I would rather them see me as the rapper, the white boy who could rap. It just meant more to me than being called Casper or Powder or these crazy names that kids come up with. So I started there. I would just say things that I really wanted to say, but I didn't have the courage to say. And
Okay.
out of this was born this kind of character. I used to read comics a lot and watch a lot of cartoons, mainly ones dealing with superheroes, my favorite being Spider Man. Um, and I created an alter ego who kind of mirrored this Spider Man character. And as you know, Peter Parker, who's Spider Man's alter ego, began to grow through Spider Man.
Hmm.
He began to become this man, so to speak, through Spider-Man being able to be more confident and be stronger and be more quick-witted. Robin X would be that for me. And I
Okay.
figured I could use my voice as my superpower. That would be my gift. So I didn't have to get bitten by a radioactive microphone or anything. My words could be that power. Kind of like Malcolm X's words were his, or
Mm-hmm.
Tupac's words were his. That would be my escape. It started
Okay.
there for me.
Okay. So what age were you then?
Um, it fluctuated. So I guess I kind of started a bit early. 10 or 11 is
Oh,
when I
wow.
kind of got into it, being on the
Okay.
tables at lunchrooms and things like that. But my official career started when I was like 11, 12. I uploaded a song on YouTube called "They Love Me,"
Uh-huh.
and it was a freestyle that I did in my mom's closet. She was a recording artist way before I was, and we recorded it in our closet. She just came to my room one day. I don't even think she knew I could rap. I think she just kind of did it. So she comes and knocks on my door and she's like, "Hey, Rob, I got this beat plan. You want to try and rap?"
Oh,
And so I
wow.
did. Yeah, I came in. She played a couple tracks. I did the song, and it was kind of funny to her. So we did another one called "Go Crazy." That's on YouTube as well. There's a whole music video shot to that one. Jesus, that's old. I think I was 12 in that video, so really young. And she called my now manager slash producer, Richard Hervey, better known as Enigma. She calls him and she's like, "Dude, I think I got something." And it's been spinballing from there.
Wow. Okay.
Mm,
So your mom is a recording artist or was a recording artist to this computer, please.
yes, ma'am.
Wow. Okay. What kind of music?
She used to do hip hop. I kind of view her as kind of like a fusion of what Tupac would be if he was a female, mixed with some Lil Chat, kind of salt and pepper, that kind of vibe.
Bed. Okay. Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. Okay. So I'm just getting in your mom's business now because, again, apples don't
Hmm.
fall too far from the tree. So, what was her artist name?
She'll kill me if I tell anybody. She would kill me dead if I told anybody
Okay.
what her
Okay.
artist name was. Yeah.
So, how long ago was this? Is she still
Um,
recording and doing music?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not
She
at
hung
all.
it all up. She hung it up when she kind of heard me do my thing.
Oh, nice.
But she was going from late 90s to the early 2000s. Like, I don't know if you remember the "Girl Shake That Laffy Taffy" Fabo.
Yes.
She
Yes.
was like in that camp for a bit. Like, she was everywhere at the time. She met T Pain before he was T Pain. Like, he played her his original stuff in a truck before he officially like came out. That's how early
Oh,
she was in it. But when she was still doing it for a while and it fluctuated. She put out a in there, but it didn't yield the results that she wanted. But she got
okay.
around a lot.
Okay.
But when she heard me say something on the mic, she kind of put it all down.
Okay. So, is she, I guess, in your music career now? Does she travel with you? Is she still involved?
No, no. She gives her critiques now and then. She's my biggest critique outside of myself. In my earlier days, she used to be my chaperone. Like, she had my back. She was the momager.
Uh
She
huh.
didn't
Uh
let too
huh.
much go on. But a lot of the times, she just kind of stayed to the side and was like, "Okay, I like this song. I don't like this." But she feels confident in me, so she takes this
Nice.
seat back and she just kind of lets me explore my ideas, my thoughts.
Okay.
But I hope she's proud of me. I hope she is. I think she is. I think she is. She's mentioned to me that she's proud of me, but I hope I continue to make her proud.
Absolutely. How sweet. So, can you remember your first rap battle?
Man, I'm trying to think. I want to say it was in like the third grade. I can't remember what I said though. I was with a young man. I guess I could say only his first name. We'll just call him Deterion.
Okay.
Deterion was beat on the table. And he was kind of cool. Like, Deterion was kind of tight a little bit. He wasn't really a problem with me. And I had a friend named Cameron at the time. Cameron Palmer. If you're watching this, Cameron, love you, bro. I hope you're good. Um, Cameron was around. Deterion started beating on the table on some old 8 Mile type of. And I was just like, all right, this is your time to shine. And I just let something rip. It was probably a combination of stuff that I've come up with in my head and like some stuff I probably heard from Tupac and like Eminem or something like that. It was probably a combination of things that was going on in my head at the time. I can't
And you
remember
all were in,
exactly what I was saying.
so you all were in school. Where were you? Where was the teacher?
Lunchroom, man, lunchroom.
Oh,
They were kind of chilling at the time.
okay.
So as long as we weren't like obnoxiously loud, we was all right.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Cool. Oh my God. So at what point, Robin, did you get comfortable, or have you always been comfortable with your, tell me what it's called, what the proper name of is it again? Albinism?
Yes,
Okay. So at what point were you fully comfortable and embraced this is a part of you and who you are?
that took a long time. I was ashamed of who I was for a very long time. I hated my hair, I hated my eyes, I hated my skin, I hated everything. I used to often question myself, like, why me? I was depressed. I attempted suicide. It took a long time before. And I think I can't necessarily name a moment when it happened because I think I just kind of got comfortable with this persona. So I just kept projecting that confidence and I guess eventually through osmosis it just kind of happened over time. And one day I just was like, oh man, I think I love myself for
Mm,
real. I think I love myself now. All that projecting, it it turned into something because I can't tell you that there was this moment where I was like, oh my God, like I don't hate myself anymore. There wasn't one.
okay.
I, all that projecting, all the pain, all the songs that I made, I guess I just was healing through that.
Nice. Nice. Was there ever a point where someone who was, mean or cruel to you has ever come and been like, hey, dude, I am so sorry for how I treated you?
No, no,
Really?
not at all. I've run across a lot of people from my past, including people that maybe were in those kind of groups. The most I've gotten was, when you're a kid, you're boys, you roughhouse, you fight, and at least back in the day, once you got done fighting with somebody, y'all would
It was over.
yeah, it was over. It wasn't that deep. Like nobody, there was no need to go get a gun or anything of that nature. If whoever, it didn't matter who won. 9 times out of ten, once you guys fought or whatever, that kind of squashed a lot of your differences. And even if y'all didn't really like each other like that, y'all didn't have words anymore. Like
Mm,
so, a lot of the times, I guess through those squabbles, people just kind of stopped. Once I started to fight back physically
mm,
and not
mm.
take so much of it, I think they just kind of like, okay, all right, bro is okay.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
weird, but he's okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but no, I've never had anybody just be like, dude, what I did to you in like second grade, that was terrible. Nah.
Okay. So talk to me about how the modeling career happened. Did somebody just see you one day or you were because you now first let me say you take amazing pictures. You take
Thank you so much.
amazing pictures. So how did that come
Excuse me.
about?
I can't take all the credit for the pictures. My photographer, EJ Studios or Edgy Studios, um, big important guy. And the first photo shoot I did, I think I was like 12 or 13 as well. It wasn't necessarily for modeling though. I was taking them as an artist, and somebody got a hold of those photos and were just like, "Oh snap, you should model." So we
Mm,
gave it a try. We gave it a whirl just to see how it went, and it's been kind of all over the place since then.
wow. Do you enjoy it? Because that's a lot of attention on you.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's fun. I've always kind of seen myself doing something weird like acting or music or something creative in a mindset. So modeling is just another projection of that act. It's another projection of that boldness now.
Hmm.
So I guess it correlates in a sense.
Okay. Okay. So you mentioned acting. You mentioned
Hmm.
acting. How much can you tell us about the film that you're in? Is it a film? Is it a movie?
So the movie that I'm in, it's an indie film. It was shot here in Memphis and a couple other places around Tennessee and Mississippi. I play a villain. His name is Jacob. That's all I can say for the most part. And
Okay.
we go on some really crazy adventures. But the movie is called Time Boys 2.
Time Boys 2. And is it out for people to view?
Not yet. It's
Not
on the
yet.
way out.
It's on the way out. How was that experience without telling us details? It looks like something you would enjoy.
It was fun. It was fun. I got to play a bad guy. I always wanted to play a bad guy. Just because I don't think I give off that type of energy. So
Mhm.
to be able to be a bad guy, it was fun. It was cool. I done some mischievous stuff in my youth, but nothing crazy.
So transitioning into that bad guy, was that work? Was that heavy work for you?
Not at all. Not at all. I think we all have this bad side of ourselves that we could always tap into.
Hmm.
Every single day isn't sunshine and rainbows, and people need to
Right.
remember that. You just take it day by day. But so as long as we can tap into that and channel that, you're good. I
Okay.
it didn't consume me. I wasn't like mad the whole day to kind of get into the role. Like, yeah, man, I didn't talk to my dog for 17 weeks to make sure that I was prepared. Nah, it was cool. Like, it was all right.
Okay. Okay, so we've got modeling, we talked about acting. So let's
Hmm.
talk a little more about your music and your music style. Because when I've
Yes,
seen you perform, it's been, I don't know, I'm going to say rock-ish.
yes, yeah, that's
Okay,
correct.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that because we went from rap to now this form. And this
Hmm.
is more who you are now as far as you're as an artist. So how did this come about?
I've always been in love with all forms of music.
Okay.
Um, it hasn't always been rap. I've always had a toe or two into the alternative realm, even R&B or reggae. I've always listened to David Ruffin or the Heartbreaks or the Dramatics, the Manhattans, Michael Jackson, and on the rock side, I've listened to Slipknot, Korn, 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, Disturbed, Tool, Linkin Park. I've always just been enthralled by music and being from Memphis, the birth, the home of rock and roll and of crunk, it was only natural that I needed to fuse these things to create this kind of homey sound. It may feel different to the average listener, but once you listen close, you recognize those muddy Memphis drums, those eerie guitar licks that we hit in there. Those things are what make it Memphis. It's just a different spin on our Memphis sound. Crunk rock rap, trap metal.
Mm,
I'm just putting a spin on our sound. I'm just fusing them together. These
nice.
two identities, these two worlds, they just collide here.
Okay. Okay. When was the last time that you actually performed here locally?
We did Better Fest with David McMinch and Jen. It was to spread awareness about being sober and alcoholism and how drug addiction affects your body and things of that nature. It was a positive event and we had a great time. So shout
Okay.
out Better Fest. I had an amazing time. We showed out over there.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Anything as far as you coming up soon performing? I know
Not
COVID
too
is
much I
crazy.
can yeah, not too much I can dispel right now due to
Okay.
COVID has everything kind of in this weird place where we kind of can do stuff, but we kind of can't. And
Hmm.
some people want to do stuff, but we can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird world right now.
Yeah.
So just
Definitely.
keep your ear to the ground, I guess.
Okay, okay, sounds good. So let's talk a little more because what I have noticed and just doing
Hmm.
a little investigating on you, you are an advocate for other individuals who suffer from the same condition that you have.
Hmm.
Do you have a nonprofit, or is this just something you do from your heart?
I don't have a nonprofit. I'm working on one, but
Okay.
it's just something I do from my heart for the most part.
Okay.
Um, Being an albinism awareness advocate means a lot to me, to make sure that there's someone who looks like me. They don't have to feel so alone and so detached, and like there's no one in the world, because I felt like there was no one else in the world that was dealing with what I felt. I grew up in predominantly black neighborhoods and in the hood, you know what I'm saying? Like me and my family, that was just it. That was it. I didn't really see anybody else that looked like me except in like movies or video games or something like that. So I felt very isolated and
Mm,
separated from everything. So to be able to lend a hand and let some kid know, hey, you're not alone in this. I'm just like you, and this is what you can be, and I'm right here. It means a lot. And also being able to go to different schools and tell kids about albinism, so it's not such a irregular thing. It's
right.
not so strange and weird. So when you see another child with albinism, it's just like, oh, okay, that's so and so, and they're not noticed by their skin condition or their pigment and so on and so forth. It correlates into the anti-bullying initiative that I also have. Being an
Okay.
anti-bullying advocate, a human rights champion, it's all the same story. I'm just saying it in different ways for these causes, but they're all the same. Love each other, love one another, take care of one another, and don't judge people on based on their backgrounds. Just judge people off their actions of who they are as people. Love. We're all the same.
Yeah.
Period. We have more in common than we have in different.
Definitely. Definitely. So those of us who, or even that are not sure what albinism is, just in layman's terms, explain to us what the
Mhm.
condition is.
The particular condition that I have is oculus cutaneous albinism. It
Okay.
simply means I lack absolute pigmentation. I have no pigmentation in my hair, skin, and eyes. I am without all pigmentation. There are different forms of albinism that have slight increases of pigmentation, maybe in the hair or skin or even the eyes. But mine is, I have none. There's no pigment whatsoever. Being a person with albinism is just having absolutely no pigment. That's the version of albinism that I have.
Okay. Okay. And
Mhm.
so that's it. There's no other underlying issues that you have. It's just that you have no pigment in your skin.
Pretty much. The only
Wow.
thing may be you may have some sight problems that varies from person to person. Um, or let's see, what's another thing? I think nystagmus may be an issue for some, but it doesn't really bother me much. It's just weaker nerves in the eyes. So the eyes kind of do this kind of shaky thing from
Mm-hmm.
side to
Mm-hmm.
side, trying to maintain. And each case is its own, so I won't speak too much on it.
Gotcha.
So the version that I have, it's very light, doesn't bother me much at all.
Okay. Okay. So I'm sure the question that I think people want to know. So how is dating life for you? Oh, I
The
hear little
dating life?
people.
What'd you say?
I just hear little people. I'm a little people
Yeah,
person.
yeah, yeah. I'm at home, so my nephew came outside, and I'm like, just go in the house, nephew. Yeah. He like, where grandma at? Where's grandma? Okay, but
It's
yeah,
so
yeah.
how is dating life for you?
The dating life is cool. It's mellow. I
Okay.
try not to display if I'm ever engaged with anyone
Very good.
um online or not. It's not like a secret thing, but I just like to keep it private. But that's
That's
just my
right.
style.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Cool. 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 Because the ladies find you intriguing. Just let me say this.
Thank
They
you,
find you
thank
intriguing.
you.
That's very
Hmm.
funny. So again, this has been an amazing interview. If you, because I love the fact that you do the anti-bullying, because I was bullied as a child,
Hmm.
and if you had advice to give someone just period on treating people, because you did really a good job talking about love, about how to approach things that are different, especially people and situations. What would you say?
Take everything with a grain of salt. It's
Hmm.
better to understand than to be understood.
Hmm.
And don't expect to be understood when understanding. So that may be it may sound like a lot, but just because you're understanding someone, you're automatically going into these situations hoping to get an understanding out of someone doesn't mean that they owe you that understanding.
Wow.
But it's your responsibility as an individual to try your best to see where this person is coming from, to understand them as best you can when you're approaching them and dealing with them. It's better to understand than to be understood.
Wow. Now I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. And but it just triggered another question.
Go
Because to
ahead.
me, because I love the way that you communicate, because you communicate like, to me, a philosopher or a spiritualist. So as far as your spiritual background,
Hmm.
what is your meditation process like? What do you do to get grounded and stay, because you seem very mellow and I love that. So is that something of just how you are, or do you have a spiritual practice?
A lot of the times, I'm just in myself. I spend a lot of time in my head due to forced isolation, and so instead of letting those darker times kind of destroy me mentally, I felt like when you're by yourself, that's when you're ultimately supposed to grow yourself. There are things that you need to learn about yourself that only you can show yourself.
Mm.
So in those times, I felt like it was extremely important to go deep down, find my trauma. Will Smith said something amazing. I know that this is a bit off point, but he
No worries.
said, um, the things that happen to you are not your fault, but it is your responsibility to get over them.
Mm.
So for me, when dealing with those things in my lonesome, no, it isn't my fault that I was born with albinism, but it's my responsibility to make sure that I don't let albinism consume me. I don't let that be my downfall. No, it's not my fault that those people made me feel insecure, but it is my responsibility to build confidence in this darker place. Um, just that kind of mindset helped me kind of mold deeper into myself. As far
Okay.
as my religious practice, I believe that there is a higher power. I believe that there is a some type of entity. I don't know if it's male, female, or just some ball of light or the hand that writes all. I can't say. But I do believe that there is something bigger than us going on, but also the same size as us. And what I mean by that is just we are everything, and everything is us. We are the
Mm.
universe, and the universe is us. So if there is this higher power, we're also that higher power. You can see that through the way that we
Mm.
create these spaces. Whatever house you're sitting in or whatever space you're sitting in, someone it was a thought in someone's head, and someone brought that to life. Someone created that out of thin air. Whether you want to view that as godhood or not is extremely up to opinion, but I believe that we are exactly that higher power, or at least pieces of that higher power. I believe we share that. So I'm not married to a religion or things of that nature. I've studied a lot of them to try and figure out what made sense to me, because ultimately we don't know.
That's
And
right.
that's okay. That's perfectly fine. It's okay if you're completely married and you know what your religion is and what your beliefs are, and you have a system. I love that for you. I love it so much. Please do your research. Please find something that makes sense, because ultimately it's you who has to wake up in the morning. And I'm never going to tell anyone what they should believe or not to believe.
That's right. That's right. Oh my God. You are such an awesome person. You really are. Can I ask?
Thank
Well,
you.
no, no, you can't tell me. You probably can't tell me. Do you share your age?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
How
22.
are you really? You're a
Yes, ma'am.
wise guy for 22 years old. That's
Thank you
beautiful.
so
That's
much.
beautiful. Well, thank you, Robin X, for sharing and letting me inside of your head for a little while. I appreciate you so much. Please keep us updated on when we can see you again live and performing.
Hmm.
I would
Of
love to
course.
be a part of that.
Most definitely. Thank you for having me on the show. I was excited when I got a wind of it. I actually got a wind of it on the set that of that film that I was talking about. A young
Okay.
lady brought it to my attention and she was like, "Ah, you really need to get connected with this person." And I was like, "I feel like I know this person, but I can't say if I'm sure about it or not, but I just know I will reach out to them immediately." So the
And you
moment that I
did.
had a moment of peace, I was like, let me go. Let me go ahead and send out that message and put it
I
in.
was so happy. I was so happy because again, this is like therapy for me. I want people to talk and express because that's love does bind us together. And
Hmm.
with you sharing about understanding, that ended the show. We could have dropped the mic then. So thank you so much for that. Please enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll be looking and following you, seeing what's going on in your world.
Most definitely. Hey,
Yes.
to everyone watching, please follow, like, share this video, this content. More content like this needs to be around. We need more individuals peering into the minds of others and sharing the minds of others. So if you feel so inclined or moved by this content, please share it. If not for me, please share it for her. If not for her, please share it for me. If not for us, please share it for you. We love
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Love you, Robin. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You have a great
Thank you.
day.
You too. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was such an amazing, refreshing interview. I am loving that these people in the ages of 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 have these seeds of wisdom. So that gives me so much hope for our future and what our world is going to become. This young man just dropped some knowledge on us today about receiving understanding and taking responsibility for the things that have happened in your life, but not letting them hold you back and just overcoming the obstacles. This man took his loneliness and has created such a mind space where he is a super creative. Instead of being defeated, he has used these things to rise above the norm. And for that, again, Robin X, I'm so grateful for you sharing. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's moments like this that just reassure me that this is needed. And it's not only helping me, I'm hoping that it's helping others. Peace, love, and understanding. Have a beautiful week, guys. I love you.